Hi everybody, and in this video I want to talk to you about the C word. Again, not that C word, consistency, but confident. Confidence is one of these things, it's what we call a nominalization, which means we talk about it as if it is a thing, as if it is a noun. But there's an old saying, if you can't put it in a wheelbarrow, it's a nominalization. So it's not a thing. Confidence is actually like a collection of beliefs, or we might also describe it as a state. It's how we feel. It's how we are. It's how we behave, we act, we speak, we move. So confidence is a collection of behaviors, and it's a state. So recently, a couple of people I've been speaking to, we've been talking about the C word, confidence. And how can we access it on demand? How can I feel confident when I need to feel confident? And again, it goes back over the last couple of weeks, we've been speaking about, how do we set our state on demand? We don't wait for the motivation. We don't wait to see if we wake up confident. We set our state. Once we stop our noise with our other tools, then we set our state. So how do we set a confident state? And it's a really, really interesting thing because you already know how to do this. So let's have a look at how you already know how to do this. So we've all been confident at some point in our life doing something, not necessarily just racing related, but we've all been confident at some point in time. And if we think about when we've been confident, we can begin to see what are our qualities when we become confident. What do we act like? How do we behave? How do we move? How do we speak? What are the things that we do when we're confident? How do we dress? What do we listen to? There's so many things that are exclusive in our behaviors, our actions, and our thoughts when we're confident that we can actually begin to get a recipe for confidence. And then we can work it backwards. So what do I mean by work it backwards? Well, remember we've got these efferent and afferent nerves in our body. And think about it as the command and control center up here, and then we've got the salty bag of meat down here. And it's two-way traffic. Signals from the brain to the body, signals from the body to the brain. It feeds back to itself. As many of you will know, smiling reduces our resting heart rate and improves our stress response when we're put under stress. And why does that work? It's because of the efferent and afferent signals that are being sent up to the command and control center. Command and control center says, oh, everything must be okay. He's smiling. And it changes my neurology. It changes the stress hormones that are being produced. So we can kind of use that same mechanism to create confidence. So if you think, and again, if you struggle, because sometimes people do, struggle to clearly identify a time when you felt confident, you can always model somebody else's confidence. So let's have a look at what we mean by discovering the recipe. So when you're confident, how do you stand? Right? Well, generally people wouldn't stand like this. Right? They would generally stand more open. They would generally have their shoulders back a little bit more. They might stand a little bit taller. They might not be covering themselves or crossing their arms across their body. When we walk, we might be taking bigger strides. We might be taking slower strides. We might be moving a little bit more dynamically, a little bit quicker. We might be moving a little bit more considered. We will have these physical characteristics when we're feeling confident. We will look at people more. Remember, we're primates, and gaze is one of the things that when we were out on the savannah looking above the tall grasses, or our ancestors were, gaze is one of the things. So looking at people, a lot of you will know the triangle technique. It's important that we convey confidence, not just for ourselves, but other people. If they see us as confident, that'll change their behavior as well. Because remember, our environment's everything that's not us. What words do I use? How do I speak when I'm confident? Am I more considered in how I talk? Do I talk slower? Do I talk faster? Do I even use different vocabulary when I'm feeling confident? What do I listen to when I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling happy? Is that different from what I would listen to at any other time? How do I dress when I'm feeling confident? Again, many of you will know I don't wear a watch apart from when I'm working, and we all have our things. You look at any professional driver in a paddock, he's always dressed a certain way because it makes them feel sharp. So again, think about the clothes that you wear around the paddock, any scents, any aftershave, anything like this. The music you listen to, things that can help to change your state. Again, when you're confident, what other qualities do you have? So if we think about those qualities that we have when we're confident, and we know that we can influence our neurology by changing our physiology, if we take those actions first, the motivation or the state will follow. Okay, so just like putting a pencil in the mouth tells my brain I'm happy. If I start to behave and just do these things systematically, so smile, standing taller, shoulders back, starting conversations with people, looking at people, listening to the music that makes me feel good, wearing the clothes that makes me feel confident. If I just start to do those actions, the state will follow. It's such a simple way to generate confidence on demand. And we all know people who are confident. When you look around a paddock, you can see people. There are certain people that just carry themselves in a certain way. There are certain people that look a certain thing. There's a vibe that comes off them. And when you look at those people, you'll be able to see the things that make them confident. Their stature, how they're dressed, and how they engage with people. Whether they're smiling, how relaxed they look. So remember, we can be confident on demand. We just need to identify what are the qualities that we have when we are confident, and then do those on purpose, and the confident state will follow. Again, we're not rolling the dice on confidence, we're doing it on purpose. So make a list, sit down, write down 8 or 10 qualities or behaviours that you might have when you're confident, and then just make a plan. When I need to be confident, this is what I'll do. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll start listening to this music. I'm going to dress this way. I'm going to make sure that I talk to people, that I smile, that I engage with people. I'm going to make sure that I take those slightly longer strides. I'm going to make sure that I actually start the conversation with gestures and engage really, really well and boost that confidence up. And if I act that way, the state will follow. So make your list of 8 or 10 things and then put those into practice and boost your confidence. So once you've got your list and you put those into practice, remember you can always anchor it as well. So choose a point or an action that you wish to anchor it to, and then anchor that confidence. And over time, you'll develop a skill where you can fire confidence at will when you need it. Any questions about any of this, of course, just let me know in a session. We can run through it together. We'll identify the qualities and we'll do some anchoring work to anchor in that confidence so that you can access your confidence as and when you need it. Any questions, let me know. I'll speak to you next week. Take care. Bye.